All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another vlog. We've been all over the place on this channel, but we're back to Q&A time with some friends. And that friend is Miguel. Thank you for joining me, Miguel, from wine country. I appreciate you taking the time out of your wine tasting to do this.
I reserved the whole place, so
So
there's
great.
no one else here. No one's going to distract us. I paid to make sure there was no other people in the back patio.
So fancy. It looks beautiful there. Where are you?
I am right next to Livermore. Hold on, let me get my glass here.
It's weird too because you kind of faded for a second, which was weird. But there, you're back.
It's a magic wine place,
Yeah, that's so cool. Whoa, yeah. There's like another dimension thing going on there. And what is the name of this? After that sip, of course. What is the name of this winery that you're at, so people can go visit?
The name of the winery, it's Merlin's Merlot.
Merlin's Merlot. Okay.
That's the red wine variety. This is not that batch.
Okay.
So maybe this is Charisse's Shards. I don't know.
There you go. That sounds great. And once again, it's really weird. It disappears into the background. I don't know. It's just you're in a magical place right now. Well, we have a very important round of questions of would you rathers, and I've done this with some other friends too, and it's important occasionally to answer these in case any of these ever come up. This could happen, and it's important that we answer them. Beginning with, would you rather eat the same thing every day forever or never repeat a meal for the rest of your life?
Eat the same thing forever? That sounds horrible.
you never repeat a meal.
I mean, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. I mean, that's an easy one. Softball question.
What? No pizza, no burgers, because you ate that already. I mean, that's the bad food, but bad for you food.
No, but I mean, you can have like different varieties. It's not the same exact meal, but you can have different toppings, different combinations. You can have a flatbread one day, pizza another, bagel bites another day. So you can have all these different combinations, and yes, it's not the same exact food.
Right.
I don't think there's that many combinations of food that you can like do completely different cuisines for the rest of your life.
That's true, and you would get very sick of whatever it was repeated forever. I was going to answer the same thing, so I guess that's an easy one. So if anyone ever encounters this, now you know the answer. Just make sure you choose a different meal all the time. But it's going to get harder, by the way. It's going to get harder.
I mean, I hate leftovers just from one day to the next. So
it is true. The leftovers never taste good. Like even if you loved it the day before. And it's
very, very few things that I'm like looking forward to leftovers. No.
Leftover pizza holds up though. Mostly.
Not as good as fresh pizza.
Well, that's true. It's not. And I always microwave it too. I don't do the people say put it in an oven or a toaster oven to actually get it crispy again.
Yeah. Or eat it cold or something. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that do it in the oven. It's better than the microwave for sure.
Yeah. I'm always lazy. I just do chewy pizza. Yeah. So maybe I would be okay, but the fact that I like it, maybe I would be okay eating the same thing every day. I would
reheat it in different ways.
Yeah, just reheat it. This time I put it over a direct fire. All right. Would you rather friendly aliens offer to show you the galaxy, but you can never come back to Earth? Or aliens abduct you for a week of medical experiments, but then you could go back to your regular life?
Medical experiments. Oh, geez.
I'll tell you mine as you say that, so you could think about it. I'll tell you mine because I did read these before, obviously. Okay. Yeah, mine is definitely go ahead and do those experiments. Like, not to get too weird, but they probably would make me feel good or better in some way. And I'm not even talking about let's not go down the wrong path here, but maybe they have a way to make you feel like more energized or younger, and then it'd be good. It'd be really hard not to come back to Earth. So, and people who claim to have been abducted and had experiments done, they all are fine. But the ones that say that. So, well, as fine as you could how you define fine, but I would still go for that versus never coming back to Earth.
They've lost their sanity, so yeah, sure.
Haven't we all?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hardest one about this one is that you don't come back to your family.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the hardest part. I mean, yes, it'd be cool to explore the galaxy, but for what reason?
Right.
If there's one thing that I learned as a kid from the show Looney Tunes is the meaning of life is family and friends. So
wow.
Without them, you have nothing.
That is amazing that you learned that from Looney Tunes. Was it Tiny Toons or Looney Tunes?
Tiny Toons, sorry, Tiny Toons.
I had a feeling it was Tiny Toons.
Yeah, Looney Tunes, not Daffy Duck or Elmer Fudd, no. Tiny Toons, yes, there's a 90s reference. Anyone out there who doesn't know.
Yeah, what a powerful lesson learned there from Tiny Toon Adventures. That makes sense. I think you'd have to be very not attached to anyone to choose seeing the galaxy. But I could actually see, even though he has like 20 kids, Elon Musk going for that personally.
And like you said, when you come back after the experiments, you might have superpowers. It may not be all
that's
terrible.
True. That's true. I know. I tell people about the experiments too. It'll be a good conversations, and a fun fact in like an icebreaker. I got abducted by aliens and tested on with medical experiments. Ask me more. Would you rather have access to a time machine or access to a teleportation machine?
Oh, time or teleportation? See, we've been around politics for too much, because when you say access to a time machine, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can use it whenever you want. It's $1 billion to use it,
That's true.
Access to it doesn't mean you can use it anytime you want.
I know. I'm sorry I didn't say like you can use it, but I think that's the interpretation is the access is you can use it.
I mean, this one seems easy because technically, like, you can go anywhere in the world. You can fly there.
Right.
You cannot go back in time or forward in time. So I feel like you have to go with the time machine on this one.
That is a very interesting take, because as I, again, cheated and looked at this question beforehand, I was going to choose teleportation because travel is still hard. And, you and I are both in our 40s now. It gets harder. long haul flights get harder. Your back hurts. So I was like, oh, a teleportation machine is so great for travel. And to pull a U from the last question, if Back to the Future taught me anything from watching it when I was 10 and 11, it's you can't mess with the fabric of time, because you're going to have Biff's casino, like, well, I guess we already kind of have that with what's happening, but nonetheless, yeah, you can mess with things and change the course of history for the worse. Alternate timelines. Just watch Back to the Future.
Is it going back in time to relive it, or just like observe yourself, as a ghost back then? That I think ask a lot more questions here.
Right, that's true. Observing yourself still theoretically could cause a disruption if anyone gets in contact with you, which could happen. But that would be the safest thing, especially as a ghost. But then maybe someone thinks there's a ghost. You think you're a ghost, so then you have these traumatic haunting issues later in life. They still could mess with things. But I think you need to rewatch.
I'm still going with time travel.
Okay. Well, I want you to rewatch Back to the Future 2 and watch when Doc Brown shows the timelines on the chalkboard, and just take that to heart with your Looney Tune, Tiny Toon Adventures.
Fox made it. Okay. He survived.
There was a lot of close calls there. Like I said, Biff became basically, wasn't president, but kind of the same idea, which is funny because they based him on Donald Trump. Full circle. Um, oh, you might have done this. You might have. I could see you doing this. I never would do either of these.
Going back in time.
Have you?
We've had this
Skydiving.
before.
Skydiving from a high altitude plane or explore the ocean floor in a submarine. Have you skydived? I see you skydiving.
I did skydive.
I knew it.
When I was much younger. I mean, I'll be honest. Whenever we have like the option to do like glass bottom boats, viewing or snorkeling, like it's cool, but it's like, all right, I get it. There's fish down there. It's pretty, I guess, that it doesn't get me super excited. Plus the whole like, compression of the people wanting to see the Titanic.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Good consideration.
So I would definitely go with the skydiving on this one.
This is so rough for me. And you've done skydiving, so and you liked the adrenaline. I would hate both. I hate heights. This would cause me to have either would cause me a panic attack. But because I have such an extreme fear of heights, like terrible, like even putting up Christmas lights was a little rough. I'm gonna go with explore the ocean floor. But I would hate that because it's pitch dark and you're gonna come across the weird creatures. And you said the compression consideration. Gotta make sure you get that right, as we've learned.
I would assume, though, that when you're exploring the ocean floor, it wouldn't be pitch black, that there would be the ability to actually see what you're exploring.
Well, you have like the light, I mean. Yeah, you have the light, but isn't it pitch black down there in general? Like you have your little light, that's it.
That far down, probably, yes.
Yeah, and you get the weird fish with that light on its head with the huge teeth. And I feel like I get these articles on my phone.
You learned in Finding Nemo.
Yeah, yes. I did learn that on the Disneyland ride, which still scared me because it's too claustrophobic. I don't like that submarine ride. I don't like that I can't escape when I want to. Oh, so I would hate yeah, I still would choose it, but because if I was on a plane about to skydive, I would pass out before the jump. So I'd be,
there you go.
Yeah, I'd be with someone, but I'd be like completely limp and not pulling my cord or anything.
Well, if you're tandem, you don't have to do anything. They do that.
They do. Did you do tandem when you went?
Oh yeah. There's no way I did that.
What am I asking? Of course. Yeah, I did the group thing where we hold hands and
it was a BYO garbage bag day.
Yeah. I practiced once jumping off my garage, and I was ready. Yeah, I would hate that. You weren't terrified. You're okay with heights then?
I mean, I think everyone gets that feeling when you look down, like, oh wow, that's really high. Yeah, but once you jump out, you don't get the feeling of like a roller coaster in your stomach free falling the whole time. Like you feel that for like 2 or 3 seconds, but I think the biggest thing that surprised me was how windy it was. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like you're falling, it's
right.
A bunch of wind.
Right.
It was so much wind where it's almost hard to open your eyes. So I didn't feel anything in my stomach.
Right.
It just felt very windy. So you're going down and you're just like feeling this wind but again, you don't feel it in your stomach. So that's the feeling of it. So as much as you're like freaking out about it, you're not going to feel like you're falling that much. You're just going to feel a lot of wind. And on top of that, what got me like over that hump of just jumping was one, you're attached to someone, so they push you.
Right.
But two, you're so far up that you're like, if I fall, that's like, 10 minutes later. Like I'm pretty high up. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a 10 minutes from now problem of smashing into the earth. That's a later problem.
Nothing else I can do.
Yeah, that's a great perspective. I would hate that. This doesn't sound fun at all. With the wind slapping your face and knowing you're just gonna.
It is fun. Down. I'm glad I did it. I don't know if I would do it again.
Yeah,
I'm glad I did it at least once. Yeah,
you did it once. Oh, I'm never gonna do it. So I'm glad I got to live through you doing it, and that's enough for me.
Well, I'll bring a blow dryer, and we can
I guess it's the same idea. That's much safer. If I could just do it from the ground. I can't. I don't think I would even do the iFly thing. I don't
All
like
right.
those either. The little vacuum. Go do a vacuum.
Same thing. It's just wind. It's the same thing.
But it puts you still like 40 feet high or whatever. Did you do those ever? The iFly? I can see you actually having done that.
No, there is one that's like 30 minutes from our house, and Nico wants to do it. So
Okay.
at some point, he wanted to do it with his buddies for a birthday party or something, but it's like really expensive. We're like, yeah, that's going to be like a just you thing, not you and like 12 buddies.
Plus, there'll be that one friend like me who just does not want to do it. It's just going to happen. And then, yeah, they'll chicken out the last minute. And solidarity. I'm with that person. I'll skip this next one. Let's do a few more. Hand chosen. Would you rather be fluent in every language or have the ability to talk with plants and animals?
I mean, I feel like the communication thing, there's translators for that. So that's something you can technically do today. It's impossible to talk to plants and animals and be Dr. Doolittle. So I would go for Dr. Doolittle all day.
Interesting. And you have dogs. So you'd be able to talk to, or dog. One dog, two. Dog. One.
3 dogs.
3. How did I not remember that? And they're so boisterous. They'd have so much to say. Yeah, I chose fluent in every language because that would be helpful for that'd be helpful for travel again. Like when I was stuck I might have told this on this channel at some point, but when I was stuck at the train station in Switzerland and nobody spoke English and it was 6 a.m. and I had to catch my flight in Zurich and I ended up speaking Spanish. We had to find a common language. I found this one woman who was at the train station. And this could be a Hallmark movie. I mean, it didn't turn into anything, but this could be actually a great Hallmark movie. It'd be like, oh wait, I was all excited. Lost in Translation. That is a movie. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But anyway, it was like, do you speak English? No. French? No. At the time, no. Although I've taken Duolingo. Je parle français. Oui. Oui. And then you have to add the that's part of it. But anyway, we landed on Spanish, luckily. But it'd be nice when if you traveled, if you had no fear of and I know things can be translated and you can use your phone, but just to understand everything. And then in the Bay Area, that would come in handy too, because there's a lot of foreign languages spoken, and you can actually understand everything and surprise people. So that was my choice.
I
know what your dog says. Yeah.
But yes, being able to understand what these dogs are trying to tell me would be very, very helpful. And they're just smacking their paw and like, what do you want?
I feel like it'd mainly be, I'm excited. I'm excited and I don't know why. That's a dog voice. Because your dogs are very excited. One of them especially is. So
yeah, we have one big dog, 2 little dogs. And so, yeah, the big dog, whenever there's new people or something, there's an initial just a lot of barking, and then eventually she calms down.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to tell her, calm down. We know those people. Those are our neighbors. You see them every day.
Right. Right.
Not going to do anything to you.
Or like with me, it's like, it's okay. Yes, you know me. You're done barking. Yes, you can continue to smell my crotch the entire time I'm here.
Yes, I know you like your butt scratched, but it doesn't mean I want.
Right. I don't want to be. So, yeah, if you can pause off of me. Would you rather always dress like you're at a 70s disco party or always wear medieval garb?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, as a semi-professional juggler, I feel like the Renaissance kind of gear is more my style than 70s.
No, that's true. That would actually help you. Do you ever do like parties or anything, or is it just it's just a hobby, right?
At this point, it's a hobby. I haven't done actual performance in many years, but I think that like I said, I would feel much more comfortable. And also, I'm a guy. I feel like if I was a woman and having to have the girdle and everything tight, that would be very, very different. But
Yeah, that's
for
true.
us, it's the weird hat, and
Right.
that's
That's true. And
some
it does
sausage
go,
neck, for pretzels. It's fine.
maybe a sword, you'd have to figure out TSA with that. But yeah, that makes sense, especially for juggling. Um, and that part also just reminded me of like what you just said. It could be in a comedy movie. The person's like, I haven't juggled in years, and they're like, no, come on, like they're begging. You're like, fine. You take out the box with all of your, it's dusting it off. It's been years since I've done this.
That's the final act of the movie.
The movie, yeah. Then you start juggling like with the bowling ball looking things, not bowling pin looking things. Bowling ball would be hard. That would be a great party trick if you could juggle with bowling balls. I think I would choose the 70s. I don't have the juggling capability, so it doesn't work for me as well. And I feel like you would get looks either way for sure. I think you get more looks, and it'd be more uncomfortable with the medieval garb. And I'm picturing like what knights wear with like the heavy, kind of like that, almost like dress-looking thing they had to wear.
It depends where you're walking, though. If you're going to, I don't know, somewhere woodsy, like that's going to be much more like kind of passable and normal than a 70s. There's nowhere you can be in a 70s and it can kind of pass.
Except for Portland, Oregon, I think I could pull it off if I was back in Portland, dress 70s. I mean, either thing would work there, but you're right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like just general comfort ish. You'd just be wearing like polyester and big sunglasses, and maybe it's just for comfort. Anyway, we'll have to try it. That's the only way we'll know.
Go take a poll. Who looks more normal?
Yeah. I'll put it up on my Instagram. Everyone can vote. Like, what should I wear for a year? We'll end with this one. There were more. We'll just, we'll continue this another time. You can continue to think about would you rather's. Only speak in a high-pitched helium voice for an entire year, or only speak in whispers for an entire year.
Oh, geez. That's a good one. Whispers or helium?
I'll tell you mine while you think. Just to make sure you get it's the last question. I want to make sure you make the right choice. I would choose the whispers only because I think the high-pitched voice would get super annoying for everyone else. The whispers would too, but especially the high-pitched voice. And then I would just really lean into ASMR videos for that year. I would do a lot of ASMR.
The thing is, after an entire year, people will get used to you.
I know
as that voice. So
it would pull people in, like even if you're like at the airport or something, if you're whispering, because it's kind of weird, but like it'll pull people in, like what are they trying to say? Whereas your high-pitched helium voice will just deter people. Like people will not want to deal with you at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can come up with an excuse of like, I lost my voice. People will believe that, but this clown voice.
Yeah.
No one's gonna
Hey, everybody. Especially helium. It's kind of munchkin-y, the voice. I should have done like a helium balloon just to give the example.
Yeah. I mean, you could get a part in Wicked 2,
That's true. But you still could earn a lot with ASMR. I know that's a big saturated field, but I don't know. There's a possibility there.
Yeah, the helium voice sounds pretty terrible. I gotta go with whispers.
So we'll both whisper for a year. Done. Here we go. Just kidding. That would be terrible. Yeah. Hi, everyone. have to go to the bathroom. I went right there, of course. That's what I would have to say. Do you feel better like that we've answered these now that you've thought these through in case any of these scenarios ever happen, like time travel?
I thought we got some easy ones today. I
Okay.
think there were a lot of just very, very obvious, at least to me, but they seemed very, very straightforward. There are things that you can do in this world today, and then something that's not possible.
Right.
I'm going to go for the one that's not possible to see what it's like.
Yeah, and you're braver than me. So that's where, if you were to go back and look at this video, that's where we did disagree, though, with some of these. Like ocean floor versus skydiving. Although you could do both of those in the world today. That's a bad example. But we did disagree a few times. But you're right. I should dig in. I'll dig in and see if there's any more like very applicable to life. I know for sure, like, we don't have to answer this. If I grab one at random, I'm sure it has to do with life. Granted the power of flight, but you can only fly to work. Or the power of invisibility, but you can only use it once a month. Okay, that was a fantasy one. You think about that for a bit. Until next time. But thank you, Miguel, for going through these. Like I said, I think we've helped people too.
Oh, really? We made a difference?
Yeah. In case they encounter these. That's what these videos are for. If you're ever given these possibilities, you have perspectives now.
Well, had they not had this video, they would not have thought through the consequences of time travel. So,
Exactly. So for any time travelers watching, don't do it. Go back. Yeah, go back in time to when you went into time. See, I'm already lost. It's too confusing. Don't even do it.
When you watch this video in the future, think of us in the past and make this decision how you would do it in the past before you heard about us while you're in the future.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So there you go. That's our ending words of wisdom. But thank you again. Stay on for a second so I could actually give you a proper goodbye. I will stop the recording. But thank you for watching. Anyone who watches all the way through, you're the best.
Do I get a prize?
You do get you get a prize. I'll think of it. And for me, I'm actually going to get a gift certificate. That's so old to call it that. Wow. Gift card to skydiving. Just kidding. Not going to happen. But yeah, you get a prize.
Nice.
I'm looking around here. You get.
That's the one.
You can, next time I see you, I'll give you this pen. It's the first thing I found. So you get this. You could use this though. Drawing, like you said. There you go. Worth it.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Good. Yeah, or writing. It's like the sell me the pen question. I would definitely fail that. Anyway, all right. Thanks for watching.